Hey guys, my name is Chelsey Maxon. I'm a yoga teacher based out of Missoula, Montana. And today's practice, or today's practice, depending on what hour it is for you, is going to be focused on transitions. All right, what do transitions mean for us, both on and off the mat? How do we approach transitions? How do we make them playful? How do we be present in moments that we often identify as transitional? Right, so on our yoga mat, that means paying a little bit more attention and being more conscious as we approach poses like plank, chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. Okay, often we kind of cruise through these poses in maybe a less mindful way than the rest of our yoga practice. Sometimes we treat these postures as if they're transitions that get us to somewhere else that we think we are going. Maybe that's warrior two or handstand. Right, so we're going to give each pose the attention that it deserves. And then how does that translate off the mat, right? So for many of us, maybe we haven't been working during COVID or we're working from home. And I know in my own life it has felt a little bit like life is on hold. And now as I'm kind of getting back into the groove of work, but things aren't really back to normal, I keep kind of like waiting for the next thing. Right? I'm treating my life right now as a transition to normalcy. And sometimes that can be helpful, and then sometimes it really takes me away from the beauty of what's going on right now in the moment. So if we're always looking ahead at the next best thing or when things are normal again, we miss what the present moment has to offer. Right? So in like the most cliche way, this practice is about the journey, not the destination, right? But that cliche is important and has become a cliche because it has a lot of wisdom in it. And so part of the process, the practice, is unpacking what that means. So tonight, again, I'm practicing in the evening, so I'll probably be saying tonight a lot. But in this moment in our practice, we're going to play with transition, beginning with the breath. So you're finding yourself in a comfortable seat. You may want to use a block for your practice tonight. I'm sitting on one now. Eyes can be opened or closed. And we're just going to begin to connect to the breath. So nice deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. 2 more times like that. Nice deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. 1 more time, nice deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And then you will take the next few minutes of your practice to tune into your own breath. Start to find the rhythm, the cadence, the sound, with the inhale and the exhale, as we become more aware and more mindful of the experience of the breath. As we start to drop deeper into the breath, we begin to explore and notice, observe what's going on in the body. So at a very physical level, what's coming up, what's going on for you right now. Then checking in at an emotional and an energetic level. How are you feeling right now? Approaching this with curiosity. And observing, noticing, labeling. Oh, I feel tired. That's all it has to be. Oh, I feel energetic. Oh, I feel sad. Oh, there's that feeling of joy. Right? Maybe letting go of the rest of the story that might accompany labeling. And lastly, we check in with the mind. Notice the thoughts, the stories that move around, that draw our attention. Maybe they're super interesting, and that's fine. You're noticing that. Maybe they're stressful thoughts, worry. That's fine. You're noticing them. Then if you're in a simple cross leg, it'll take a moment and just switch the cross of the leg so the opposite shin is in front for balance. If you're sitting back on your heels or in another position, you can stay there. So now we're going to play with the breath a little bit more, working in pranayama, becoming more conscious and aware of the breath. Paying special attention to the transition from the inhale to the exhale. So we're going to work in a 4-part breath. I'll count you through it. So we'll be inhaling for 5, holding that breath for 3, exhaling for 7, holding the breath out for 3. Trying to remain just as present when we're retaining the breath or when we're completely empty as when we're actually inhaling and exhaling. So let's take a nice deep inhale together. Exhale, let it go. And we begin here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. For 3, 2, 1. And then we begin to exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold the breath out for 1, 2, 3. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold the breath out for 1, 2, 3. And now going on your own, finding that inhale, counting to 5. Pausing, hold the breath in for 3. And exhale for 7. Hold the breath out for a 3 count. And inhale for 5, last round. Hold the breath for 3. Exhale for 7. Hold the breath out for 3. Beautiful, and then allow your breath to return to a more normal inhale and exhale, finding the breath that works best for you. Knowing that you can always come back to that 4-part breath at any point in your practice, especially if you're having a hard time remaining present. Okay, we're going to move the block. If you're sitting on it, you can just place it at the front edge of your mat. We're going to rock forward onto hands and knees, so I'll be in a side view here. So we're stacking the wrists right underneath of the shoulders, and then the knees are in line with the hips. Spread the fingers, and you're really pressing into that L shape of the hand. As you inhale, drop the belly, look up. And as you exhale, round through the spine, moving slow. Working with your breath here. Moving through cat and cow. Maybe adding in hip circles or moving through the chest. You can press it back to child's pose. Hear the sound of the breath as you move in and out of cat and cow. Slowing down for that movement between poses. And starting to feel balance in whatever you're doing. Once that movement feels complete for you, you're going to press back, child's pose. We'll meet here. Arms extend long in front of us. Press down into the hands so the elbows lift. Forehead rests on the mat. The knees can be wide, allowing the hips to sink closer to the floor, or the knees can be together, giving a little rest for the belly. And then slowly we're going to move up, modify plank pose. So we're on the knees, elbows are stacked over wrists, shoulders are stacked over elbows. Core is engaged. Exhale, release all the way down to the mat. Walk your hands back so your wrists are stacked underneath of the elbows. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, baby cobra. Roll the heads of the shoulders forward. Lengthen your elbows back towards the heels. Lift a little higher. Exhale, release forehead to the mat. 2 more times, just like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Press into the tops of the feet, lift that chest a little higher. Feel the work in the low back. And exhale, release. Press back, child's pose for just a moment. Soak it up. Give child's pose all the attention you can in this moment. Breathe into it. What does it have to offer you? And then slowly move back, downward facing dog. You can pedal it out here. Shift the hips side to side. As we start to settle in, feet come about hip distance apart. I like to keep a bend in my knees and then kick that tailbone high to the sky so you feel the back bend in down dog. Really grounding down through that L shape of the hand. Press the mat away. Feel that extension in the shoulders. Lift that tailbone a little higher. Let head and neck release, sway it out. Feel your inner thighs rotate towards one another. Look forward. Step to the front edge of the mat, forward fold. You can bring a bend into the knees, grab elbow to elbow if you'd like. I really like to bring my hands to the base of my skull and let the elbows drag towards the earth. Feel the weight rock forward into the toes, wherever you're at. Come back to the breath. Hands to the shins, look forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way to stand, come on up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment, Tadasana, mountain pose. Allow the thumbs to rest against the chest, tuning into the beat of the heart, connecting to the breath. Inhale, arms up overhead, and exhale, fold it back down nice and slow. Inhale, step the left foot back. Lower to the back knee, hands can stay planted, or inhale, rise, low lunge. So lift the toes of the front foot. Try to slide that heel back using traction in the feet to light up the hamstring. Squeeze the left glute. If you want more, press into the top of the back foot, razor lunge. Right. Find the goodness of this pose, the sweetness. What does it have to offer right now in this moment? Lift that heart. And exhale, release, step back, plank, we hold. You can lower to the knees. All right, we're moving slow through each of these poses. Feeling it out. Let's rock forward, high on the toes, and then back. Just kind of checking in with the shoulders, the core. And then we'll pause, stack those shoulders over the wrists. Lower to the knees if you need. Otherwise, very slowly come down through chaturanga. Baby cobra or full cobra this round. Pull that collarbone forward, press into the tops of the feet. Exhale, down dog. Landed down dog. Inhale, step the left foot between the hands. Lower to that back knee. Your hands can stay planted or lift the arms high. And set up. Lift the toes of the front foot. Try to slide that heel back using traction in the feet to light up the left hamstring. Feel that work in your right hip flexor, opening up. Squeeze the right glute. If you want more, press into the top of the back foot. Exhale, release, step to the front edge of the mat, forward fold. And pedal it out a little bit. Inhale, hands to the shins, look forward, and exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise, come on up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment. Mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms high. And exhale, sit the butt down, Utkatasana pose, right? Your knees can be touching here. Big toes are together, or your feet can be hip distance apart. So lift the heart, finding the back bend. Deep flexion in the ankles, so I'm really bending into the ankles. When I look down, I can't even see my toes. So a little bit different than maybe what you think of as chair pose. Utkatasana is a little different. Lift that heart. Inhale, stand up nice and tall. We're going to grab the left wrist with the right hand and reach up and over, stretching out through the left side body. Shift the right hip back, and then wrap the right shoulder under. So one day our hips are nice and level here. Inhale back to center and switch that grip, reaching up and over to the left, stretching out through the right side body. Okay, so I shift my left hip forward, wrap left shoulder under, so my hips are nice and level, stretching out. Inhale to center, hands to the base of the spine. Try to squeeze your elbows together behind you. Head and neck release back. This is a great place to stay, especially first back bend, still warming up the spine. If you want more, you're lifting up and out of the waist, lifting the sternum to the ceiling. Squeeze inner thighs, rotate those thighs towards each other. Opening up through the front side of the body. Slowly inhale it back up. And then we counter that with a twist. So we're going to inhale the arms high. This time chair, which is more like a squat. Bend deep into the knees. Sit those hips back. Right? My feet can come hip distance apart, or my big toes stay together, touching. Hands to heart center. Exhale, twist to the left. Your right elbow can go between inner thighs or to the outer edge of the left leg. Pull the collarbone forward and look down. Sit those hips a little lower. Elbows are stacked here. Inhale back to center, stay low. Bend deep into those knees and exhale right into the other side. Lengthen the collarbone forward and then look down. Keeping those knees together. If ever one knee is creeping forward, shift the hip back. So if my left knee is creeping, I shift my left hip back. Bend those knees a little deeper. Inhale back to center. Stay on the legs, and exhale, fold. Beautiful. Have that block nice and handy.
We're going to step the right foot back. This time we stay high on those back toes. Place that block beneath the right hand. Left hand to the left hip. Shift that hip back. Bend deep into the front knee. Back leg is straight, and then I find my twist. Stacking shoulders, arm lifts. Keep shifting the left hip back. Squeeze the glutes. Breathe into it. What's coming up? Notice what arises in these long holds. Exhale, hands plant alongside the front foot. We're just going to straighten that front leg. Maybe that back heel starts to move towards the earth, maybe not. Okay, I'm keeping my left foot on the ground, getting a nice stretch through the hamstring. You might have a little bend in the front knee if your hamstrings are tight. Lengthen that heart forward. Then if you can, start to fold. Hands plant, step back, downward facing dog. Shift forward, high plank, hold. We're not rushing these poses. There's no such thing as a transitional pose. This is it, right? This is an important pose of itself, plank. Feel it. Now slowly lower. Chaturanga, hold. Find baby cobra, full cobra, or up dog, hold. And exhale, down dog. And if you had an inclination to rush through any of those poses, just get curious about it. Right, it's fine. We often do rush through certain poses, certain things in our lives. There's probably some kind of reason that we do that. So we just get curious about the why. Lunge. Inhale, step the right foot between the hands. Set up this strong lunge. We're going to take that block and place it underneath the left hand. Right on the inside of the front foot. Right hand comes to the hip. Shift that hip back, high on your back toes, and then start to twist. Squeeze the glutes, really strong in the lower body. Maybe lifting that right arm high. Keep lengthening the collarbone forward, broadening across the chest. Keep shifting that right hip back. Bend deeper into the front knee. Exhale, hands plant. We start to straighten the front leg. You can keep a micro bend in the knee, that's fine. One day that left heel starts to drop towards the floor. And then I'm lengthening forward. So for me, I'm high on my fingertips here. Again, that front knee can be a little bent, that's fine. If it's in your body, you start to fold forward. The front foot is flat on the mat. I'm reaching my left heel, my back heel for the earth. Feeling a deep stretch through the calf and that back leg. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, step to the front edge of the mat, forward folding. anything else. Inhale into your halfway lift. And exhale, let it go. Inhale all the way to stand. Come on. And exhale, hands to heart center. Continue to move slow. Inhale, arms lift high. Interlace your fingers around that left wrist. Reach up and over to the right. We've been here before. We're moving through every side of the body. Right, now focusing on the left. As you inhale, fill up the left side. And as you exhale, reach with those hands. Inhale back to center. Switch to grip. We're going to reach up and over to the left. As you inhale, breathe into the right side of the body. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, come back up, hands to the base of the spine. Maybe the fingertips are wrapping around the hips, the thumbs are closer towards the midline of your back. Just a different grip. Try to squeeze those elbows together and then come into your back bend, deepening if it's appropriate for you. Not a requirement. Lifting that sternum up to the sky, no compression in the low back. Right, so I'm not feeling pinchy here. Lengthening. Inhale all the way up, nice and slow. Arms reach high, we're coming into that twist. Sit that butt down, chair pose, and sitting my hips back, arms reach high. Hands to heart center. Exhale, twist to the right, left elbow between the thighs or a little deeper into the twist. Keep lengthening through the spine. Gazes down. Inhale to center, sit a little lower, and exhale right into the other side. Feeling it out. How can you be a little more present to this pose? To the experience of now. Inhale back to center, and exhale, release forward fold. Inhale, plant the hands, and exhale, step back, down dog. We pause here, and this is just a good way to remind ourselves not to rush through chaturanga. So we're inhaling forward, plank. Hold plank, strong. Exhale, lower, chaturanga, hold. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. So now we're going to move into vignettes. And we're going to do 3 pose vignettes. A vignette is a story. Right? So we're going to use our yoga practice to tell a little story about how we honor each pose, each moment for what it is. We give it the attention that it deserves, rather than treating certain things as transitional, certain things as destination or goal. Reconnect to that breath. Warrior 2. Inhale, step the right foot between the hands. Back foot to a 90-degree angle, come on up. Strong warrior 2, we bend deep into the front knee. All right, so my front knee is tracking over my middle toe. Perhaps my left hip shifts forward slightly so that I can keep tracking my knee over the middle toe. Bend a little deeper into the front knee. Squeeze shoulder blades onto the back. And then active feet. Lift the toes of both feet. Make sure your feet are nice and active. You're not grasping the floor with your toes. And then slowly set those toes back down. Bend deeper into the front knee. Steady that breath. Lift the chest. Warrior two, interlock. We reach forward, right elbow onto the left, or right elbow onto the right thigh, palm face up. Left arm is reaching for the sky. And then you're going to turn your palm so that the back of your hand is facing the side of the room. That left thumb is pointing towards the back of the mat. Okay, so you can always look up here if that doesn't make sense. Look at the screen. Okay, so you see the back side of my hand. And then I'm going to place the back of my hand on the small of my back, where I'm going to reach around for a half bind. Roll that left shoulder open. And then if you can, try to let your right ear rest on your right shoulder. We breathe into the left side, the head, the neck, letting the mind settle. Lift the toes of the front foot. Make sure you're not collapsing in the right side of the body. Find the breath. And then slowly unwind that front arm, reach high to the sky. Make sure your block's handy, perhaps you grab it if it's within reach. Place it to the inside of the front foot. And then inhale, come all the way back up to stand warrior two. Third pose is Trikonasana, straighten the front leg. Walk the back foot in just a little bit. Okay. This front leg is nice and strong. We worked on stretching the hamstring a while ago. Maybe you need to keep a bend in the front knee, just a little micro bend. Feel the kneecap lift. Inhale, lift that heart, and exhale, reach forward, 12 and 6 with the arms. Use your block for the bottom hand so that you can create length along both sides of the body. And then connect to that breath. These long holds allow us to explore the pose, explore the breath a little deeper. So maybe you play with rolling the head around. And then slowly inhale it up to stand. Take the block with you. And we're going to rotate around, coming into warrior two, the opposite direction. So just place that block, the back edge of your mat. We'll bend deep into the left knee, kind of readjust as you need to, finding warrior two. Okay, so that left knee tracks over the middle toe. Maybe that means taking the back hip and shifting it forward slightly. Rotate the chest open towards the side. So a little bit of a twist in the spine. Just checking in with yourself, measuring up here, settling into the pose. Lift the toes of the front foot, active feet. Connect to the breath. Warrior interlock, reach forward. Left elbow comes onto the thigh. Palm faces up. Right arm reaches for the sky. And then my right hand turns so that my thumb is pointing towards the back of the mat, and then the back side of my palm is facing the side of the room. And you can look up here if that doesn't make sense. I'm going to take the back of my hand and I'm going to place it on the low back, or reach around for the half bind. And then we settle in, we start to connect deeper to breath. I'm relaxing my left ear to my left shoulder. I'm trying to find the balance between effort and ease in the pose. Not clinging to what I think the pose should look like. Not clinging to the destination. Being with the experience. Where are you right now in space? And slowly unbind. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. Last pose of the sequence, Trikonasana. Straighten that front leg, make sure your block's to the inside of that front foot. Lock the back foot in just a little bit, finding a stance that works well for you. Arms are out straight, micro bend the front knee if you need. And then we slowly reach forward, 12 and 6 with the arms. Finding length along both sides of the body. Active feet. Inhale it up. And then we'll take Goddess Pose, Divyasana. Feet come up nice and wide, so they can probably stay about where they're at. And we're going to turn the toes out. You might need to play with this stance. So if you have tight hips, your toes might point forward, right? So you come into kind of a weightlifter squat. If you have open hips, you keep those toes pointing out, and you come down into your little squat. Hands to heart center. So I want the angle of my knees to match the angle of my feet. Lift that heart. Curl pubic bone towards navel so you're really strong in the core here. Right, no sassy booty, right? I'm not sticking my butt out like this. I don't want that. I want to tuck. And then sit a little lower. Find the breath. We're holding, we're creating fire here. Sit a little lower. And then inhale, straighten the legs, arms reach high. Beautiful. Bend into that front knee, left toes turn in. Just warrior two for a moment. We exhale, let it go. Move through vinyasa. We'll meet in child's pose or right into down dog, depending on how you feel right now. Grab some water if you need. Have that block at the front edge of your mat. We start to prepare for our second vignette, our story of being present. Let's roll out, high plank. Left hand plants underneath of the face. Rotate to the outer edge of your left foot. Your feet can stagger. You can lower the bottom knee, or you stack those feet, Vashisthasana. Gaze can be wherever is comfortable for you. If you need a little change of perspective, start to look up. Hey, ceiling. Right, just a little different. And then exhale, release, move right into that second side. Slow through the change. Maybe starting to bring the gaze high. Exhale, release, plank, pause. Slowly down through chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. We'll meet in down dog. Warrior two, step the left foot between the hands. You've been here before. Come up strong. Settle right into your warrior two. Your body knows where to go. Warrior two, interlock, left elbow onto the thigh. Right arm reaches high. Rotate that hand at the wrist, and then find that half bind. Start to look down at the earth. We're moving slow intentionally. Finding half moon with a half bind. If that's too intense, you can always extend the top arm high. If you can keep the half bind, that's what we're going for. I'm going to walk my right foot in just a little bit, and then I'm going to start to lift off. Fingertips come to the block or the floor. Keep rotating that chest open. This will be a long hold. You feel it out. Wobble around. Fall in and out of the pose. Flex the right toes back. Maybe the gaze starts to come up to the sky. And then slowly, slowly, slowly step back. Undo the bind if you still have it. And then let it go, we meet in plank. Pause. Lower down through chaturanga. Inhale into cobra or up dog. And we meet in down dog. Slowly, we step forward, warrior two. Right foot between the hands. Come on up. Settle into your strong warrior stance. Warrior interlock. Right elbow onto the right thigh, palm faces up. Left arm reaches high. And then I rotate my hand around. Hand comes to the low back or that half bind. Settle in. All right, even though now we kind of know where we're going, right? We know there is a destination. You don't rush to get there. We let each pose be what it is in the moment. We look down and start to find your half moon, keeping that bind or letting it go, your choice. But moving in slowly with intention. Allowing ourselves to observe the differences between the sides of the body. Playing with the gaze, playing with the stability of the pose. And then slowly we step back, unbinding, let it go. We meet in plank, pause. Fold. Move down, chaturanga, up dog. We meet downward facing dog. Last vignette of our practice, right? Last little story. Our story of presence, our story of honoring each moment, each pose, each experience. Warrior two, step the right foot between the hands. We've been here several times. Come on. So we have this slow build. This time we straighten the front leg. Quadricep is engaged. I walk my back foot in just a little bit. In Trikonasana. Take a moment in Trikonasana, breathe it in. And then find that half bind so that palm rotates around, finding the low back or finding the inner thigh. Look down. Right, so a new approach to half moon. We step off, finding our half moon, or option to add in Shavasana, sugar cane. And that's where I'm going this evening. You might play with it, finding the sweetness of the pose, of the moment, of the breath, the sensations of the body, the thoughts of the mind. And then to come out, we'll find half moon. And then we'll step up to the front edge of the mat, nice and slow, forward fold. Just hang over the legs. Sway it outside to side. Inhale into your halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale all the way to stand, come up, arms reach high. We'll grab that left wrist with the right hand, side stretch. Inhale back to center, slow. Opposite interlace with the hands or opposite grip, and reach to the left. Inhale back to center. Hands come to the base of the spine. Maybe your thumbs are closer to midline, your fingertips are wrapping around the hips. Try to squeeze your elbows together behind you, lift apart. Slowly come up. Inhale, arms lift high. Exhale, fold. Step back, plank. We arrive, we take a moment. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale into your back side of the joint. We'll meet in down dog. Warrior two, step the left foot between the hands. Come on up, strong warrior stance. Straighten that front leg, wheel the back foot in just a little bit. Finding your strong Trikonasana here, come forward, 12 and 6 with the arms. You're taking the half bind, that top palm rotates, back of the hand comes to the low back, or wraps around. Look down. As you're ready, you start to lift off, finding your half moon, big balance. Lots of stability required here. Maybe adding in Shavasana, finding that sugar cane, that sweetness. Laying with the back bend. Steady your breath. We'll come back through half moon. Step to the front edge of the mat. Nice and slow. Forward fold. You'll turn the toes out. You come down into a Malasana squat. You can sit on your block. For that work in the ankles here, lift the heart. Right fingertips reach to the right corner of the mat. Left arm reaches high. We've been playing with those binds all night. If you want to add it in, go ahead. Back to center. Left fingertips reach for the corner of the mat. Right arm lifts. Just peeling yourself open here. Adding in the bind if you want. Inhale back to center. Stay in your Malasana. We're going to reach the fingertips forward, draw the chin to the chest. Hold. Inhale it back up. We're just gonna rock down onto our seat. Grab that block, you'll bring it with you. And let's just place it between our palms right out in front of us. Soles of the feet are on the mat. We're gonna roll down nice and slow. Coming down on a 10 count. So we're coming down for 10, 9, 8, 7, keep squeezing the block, 6, 5, 4, hold, 3, 2, 1, release it down. Awesome. Take that block if you want some support. If you're still feeling strong and you want to keep a little bit of fire before our final hip opener, then just place your block to the edge of the mat. We're going to walk the heels in so they're stacked right under the knees, setting up for bridge. Arms are alongside the body, and we'll inhale, lift the hips high. If you're really needing to take Urdhva upward facing bow, you can. But just make sure that you come through your own unwinding sequence, or you're hitting plow or something like that. Just knowing that we don't always have to go to the next thing, right? Bridge in of itself is a really powerful pose with so many benefits. Lift the heart, curl pubic bone towards navel, feel the strength in the legs, and then the opening in the spine, the heart, the chest. Soft gaze down the bridge line of the nose. Lift the toes. Glutes are engaged here. Of course, you can have that block beneath the low back, resting. And slowly come down. Finding our hip opener, left ankle crosses over right thigh. And like I said, if you just took Urdhva, find your own little unwinding sequence, moving through Halasana before you open up the hips. So right here, great place. Right foot's on the mat, left ankle's crossed over right thigh. If you want more, you're taking those fingers and weaving them through that little triangle in the legs, and then pulling that formation to the body. We'll keep drawing that left knee into the chest, right leg goes long. Left arm comes out into a T shape. And as you exhale, drop the knee across the body. Gaze in the opposite direction if that's comfortable on your neck. Inhale back to center. Nice and slow. Left foot plants on the floor, right ankle crosses on top of the left thigh, setting up for the second side little hip opener, figure four. Maybe you're taking your fingers and weaving them through. Flexing that Right foot back, protecting the knee. Low back presses into the mat. And then right knee draws into the chest, left leg goes long. Take just a moment here. Right arm comes out into a T shape, and then draw that left knee across the body. Maybe gaze in the opposite direction. Inhale back to center. Draw both knees into the chest. Take happy baby if you'd like. And then we'll draw the knees in. Final moment, we're going to get as tight into a little ball as we can, engaging every single muscle before we move into our final rest, Shavasana. So we're going to draw forehead to the knees, wrap yourself in a little ball, squeeze all the muscles of the face. Get as tight as you can get. And then exhale. Shavasana. So every pose, every breath, every moment, experience of our practice has led us here to corpse pose, symbolic of death. Right, and this is where we all end up, end of life, the final rest. So as we move along, both on and off the mat, from one moment to the next, my hope for you and for myself is that we can be present to each experience, that we don't get caught thinking of one thing as a transition to the next,
one experience, one moment less important than the moment before or after. And it's such an honor to guide you all through your practice. I so wish that we were going to be together at the Front Range Yoga Festival, but I'm also super grateful to have this experience with you, and hopefully you can connect and watch this as many times as you'd like. I hope to see you all very soon. Namaste. Stay in Shavasana as long as you can.